Hello. Hello, everyone.
Let's see what we got here. When I see you, we'll say hi to everyone.
Hello, everyone. So, I hope you guys are having a wonderful Sunday so far. It is Sunday, right?
It's
Okay,
still Sunday.
good.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to know these days. I don't know if you guys can even see me because I have a branch in my face.
I think you're big enough
Wow,
for us to see you.
I have to be shorter.
Let's see. All right. So it looks like we are live, and I'm just sharing that link in some of our groups, our page on Facebook, and our Facebook group as well. Let's see what we have over here. Happy Sunday, Michael and Carlos. Hi from Panama again.
Very
Hello,
cool.
Carlos. Awesome, awesomeness. Is there anybody else in there? Let us know where you're from, where you're watching from right now. And we're gonna start very soon to work in this tree over here. So
Powderpuff.
let's do a 360.
360. Okay, you ready? Alright. So this time we position you just right, huh? Not slapping you with the branches anymore?
Not today.
Not today.
Let's hope. All right, so I see Anil says hi, and Michael, he says from Pennsylvania. Hey, Michael. Happy Sunday from Trinidad and Tobago. And all, that's awesome.
We're always so
Hello.
international, it's cool.
This
Super
time
cool.
seems to be international, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see, Alejandro, right before a flight to Indy. Oh wow. Wait, Indy.
Indiana, I would assume.
All right.
You have to forgive us, we're not natives, so.
Have a safe flight, and thank you for joining us right before your flight. That's amazing. Then I have, okay, Carlos says, I used to have a Powderpuff tree some years ago in a cascade style. It was beautiful when it was full of flowers. Yes, that's one of the things that we're very excited about this species, the flowers. When it blooms, it's just so beautiful. So whoever gets this tree today is gonna have a fun time when this blooms. So just before we start, just if it's the first time that you're here with us in this live, so the way it works is that you can ask questions while Jerome is working on the tree, and we're gonna style this tree, and it's gonna go on our online auction on our website www.thebonsaisupply.com, and it's gonna go for an online auction for 48 hours. So this is only for the US. So USA participants are welcome to bid for this tree, and we'll ship it to you. All right, so let me read some more questions. Oh wow, comments. Edward say hi from sunny Fort Lauderdale.
Awesome.
Awesome. And Red says hi from Ontario, Canada. Love it. Very diverse today. All right, so
Well, at least it's sunny in Fort Lauderdale because it's been raining up here for the last 2 weeks nonstop. So
yeah.
I feel like
Rain.
you sent that rain up here.
But we enjoy the rain, I would say. Right? I mean,
Hey,
the trees do.
We don't have to spend time watering, so that's good.
True.
Yeah.
All right, so let's give us a little information
All
about
right.
this.
So as you guys already noticed, it's a Powderpuff in the Calliandra family. The flowers of the Powderpuffs either come in red, white, and pink, which is what this is, which is my favorite one. And then there's also a white one. Now the white and pink one actually has the smallest flowers out of the three, and it's the more profuse flower. Profuse. It flowers more profusely. That's the right sentence. So, what's cool about this is that they send out like little flower buds. They almost look like a little broccoli, and then one flower bud opens and just it almost feels like it checks out the this scenery around. and then that flower about falls off, and then a couple days later, you have an entire canopy full of flowers.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. And let me just quickly see. Hello to Joshua _ vlog. Blog. Hello. Dan says, recently found your channel and have been marathoning. That's funny. It's currently my favorite bonsai channel, Hi from Denver.
Oh, thank you so much.
Nice. Thank you so much. And Ryan said, hey from San Diego.
All right.
Nice, nice.
Very nice, yeah.
All right, so what is the first step for this tree today?
So, as you guys know, if you guys have been watching our YouTube channel or the lives, the first thing that we always do is...
Wait, let's see if you can guess. Guess what's the first step for this tree? If you watch our this channel, you probably know this answer. So,
Yeah.
what do you think is the first thing we're gonna do to this tropical species, Powderpuff? Let's see if I see some answers. Dion, defoliate. See?
How did you know that?
Dion, you're
Yes.
one of us.
So the first thing that we're gonna do always when we work on a piece of material is always to defoliate it, unless of course it's a conifer. And so we defoliate it just so that we can see its full potential. We can see all the branches, the entire trunk movement, the trunk lines, and then we can make a good decision of how we want to approach this tree and how we want to style it. So, are you gonna help me or am I on my own?
I will help you. Yes.
Do you want? Okay.
Let me. But I'm gonna read some questions.
That's
at the
good.
same time.
You read the questions, I defoliate. So basically, I just cut off the leaves. So I basically just go right behind the leaflets and cut off the leaflets and just leave a little stem.
All right. And I see bonsai wine. Yes.
Bonsai wire, no?
Wine.
Is this wine?
Bonsai wine. Yes, of course. If you have seen this live, you know this can. Keep focusing on this.
I'm sorry, my apologies.
We need wine, especially because it's Sunday, it's 7 p.m., totally normal, and you know, socially accepted.
Yeah, I can't drink wine because I gotta make sure this tree turns out somewhat good.
So I will be drinking wine.
Yes.
So if you're watching this and you're also enjoying yourself, relaxing during this Sunday, cheers. Cheers to you. Tomorrow is Monday, so
Back to
let's
work.
enjoy Sunday. Yes, actually, cheers for that.
You just cheers to anything, no?
Yeah. Michael, in Zone 7, will this come indoors during the winter?
Yes, absolutely. This is a tropical tree. Although I have seen them up here in Georgia too as more temperate trees, but this is a tropical one. You want to bring it indoors right as the temperatures start to drop below 50 degrees Fahrenheit.
Great
Which
question.
obviously, you know,
Yeah.
is different from each climate. But.
Yes, and I see some other defoliate answers, so they knew what was coming. Dujan, hello, my favorite bonsai couple. Ah, you're so sweet, Dujan. Kimmeran, got a very big pink mimosa next to my patio. Lots of suckers. Can I take cuttings and make them a bonsai?
You know, I have never been successful ruling these guys from cuttings. In theory, it should work. I may have taken them at the wrong time of the year. Go ahead and try it and let us know how it works out. If you take cuttings, I would mist them several times a day and keep them in filtered light. So that's the person who has never been able to do it successfully. But that's how I would do it.
Try it. You never know if you will try it. Let's see. Dan say, why doesn't everyone hit the like button?
I know, right?
So if you're watching right now, follow our Dan Gray friend recommendation. Like button. So, and then John said, not everyone likes it. Come on. What do you mean about that? Well, we'll like it. We promise at the end will be good. And then he said, I hit like. Then cheers. Of course, how old is this Powderpuff?
I would say it's around 8 to 10 years old.
All right. John says salute. And Roy say, hi, Jerome and Mari. It's 1 a.m. here in Norway.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for staying up so late.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. You don't have to work tomorrow. You're going to be tired. But thank you for sharing this time with us.
All right, guys. I am finished defoliating. But that one almost went into your wine.
Yeah, and yeah, no.
All right, so there's a few. Let me tell you what's going on with this tree before we make a decision together of where we're going to take this tree. I'm just going to point the stuff out so that you guys are aware. I'm not sure how well you can see it. But this section of the tree is dead. There's another dead section in here. And there's only 3 live branches on the tree. And so we chose this tree because it's a challenge. And we're going to turn it into something hopefully really awesome. So, once again, we have a live branch here, a live branch over here, and a live branch here. And then the center section is dead. And there's also a little stump in here. And so obviously this little sucker here, we cannot incorporate this one, so we're going to take it out. Now if you have suckers that you were referring to earlier, if they are if they are no distant from the trunk and don't come directly from the trunk, you can try and pull them out and see if some roots are attached, and then you don't have to root them, which I'm going to do here. Alright, so what are you guys thinking?
Well, first let's choose front. So what are the 2 front options?
Well, I would say that one front is this. We're going to do a metal chopstick.
Metal chopstick.
Metal chopstick
front.
as one front. Or we are going to do wire brush.
There's nothing better. The red one, the red scissors.
Okay, we can do the red scissors.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have the metal chopstick, which could be one front, and then the other front could be the red scissor handles. That's kind of what I'm seeing right now, because if we use this as a front, let's say this as a front right in between, there's really nothing to this tree at this point, because basically you have a new main trunk branch, a side trunk branch, and a back branch, and there's nothing over here. Also, you guys, I should probably share this with you, that tropical trees do not hold dead wood really well, except if it is a buttonwood, of course, or like a black olive. But other than that, like these guys do not hold dead wood really well. So we're going to remove this section. We have to. I mean, we could leave it, but it's going to continue to rot away. And since I always say in every single YouTube video that we do, in every class that we teach, get rid of all the problem sections the first day that you work on the tree. Because if it's a problem today, it's still a problem tomorrow. So we're going to get rid of this. I think we should probably start in there. Huh?
Well, you want to do that before choosing the front?
I think so. Let's remove these 2 problem sections, and maybe I change my mind on the new fronts.
All right.
All right, so I'm going to take my big knob cutters.
And I see hello from Johnson City, Tennessee.
Jeez Louise.
I love you guys. Oh, we love you back. And Steve, hello guys. To John, I miss the monthly seminars you guys used to have. These live demos are a great substitute. Monthly seminars, you mean the study groups? Because if you mean the study groups, we're still having it. We're still having it. We're actually gonna go on a break after August, but we are having them. So make sure to join at least the last session of the year and next month in August. And
Yeah. Also, for some of you guys that are new to us, every Sunday on Instagram, we respond to questions on our storyline. So you can ask any question that you have, and we'll make sure to answer it.
So if you are following us, or you can go ahead and ask us the questions right now because it's gonna be Jerome. After this, he usually checks the questions too and responds some more. So you're welcome to ask more questions over there too if you don't get to ask it today for whatever reason, or you come up with other questions after the demo. Go ahead and do that. And if you haven't followed us yet, our Instagram is the Bonsai Supply. So you know. So yeah, every Sunday Q&A on Instagram. Let's see what else we have here. Here in Trinidad, I have only seen the variety with small leaf. Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, there's a couple different varieties. Actually, there's a lot of different varieties. There's one that only grows horizontally, which is probably one of my favorite ones. And then this one has a strong upward growth, but also strong lateral growth. So you get both. You get really both of the good parts of both worlds. Let me see.
Oh no, the soil is here.
Yeah, these two problem sections here are really positioned in a not too good area. So that's trying to get into here with my saw at this point.
It's getting wild. It's a saw.
I'm gonna have to get the chainsaw in a minute.
And dangerous. Is it planted in your special soil on Amazon? I guess we mean this tree. This tree is not in bonsai soil yet. However, once you get this tree, you can actually repot it into good soil, right? We're good.
Absolutely.
This tree now.
Yeah, actually, as soon as you get it, you want to repot it right away because when you get it, it's still going to be leafless. So you don't have to go ahead and defoliate it again. Just repot it right away.
Yeah, take advantage of that little work done.
Absolutely.
Jason from Winder. Hey, Jason. Where did that go?
I have no idea. I think it went in your wine.
No, not in my wine. I'm gonna have to do this. Mario, greetings and salute. Oh my, I think it's a wine. Greetings from
Maybe
Aruba.
stop drinking.
Greetings from Aruba. Oh wow, that's awesome. Hey Mario. Steve, are you guys back in Florida? No, we are not. So Steve, we live in Georgia now. So yeah. Dujon, I missed the ones you guys had at the store, but I definitely joined the online workshop again.
You should, man.
Yeah. Awesomeness.
We had a really good one today about Brazilian rain trees. It was awesome.
Yeah, the Brazilian rain tree class, I have to say, without, there's also a J class, there's also a Desert Rose class, but I have to say the group of the Brazilian rain tree, they are on fire. Like they're just, yeah.
They always come
fun
prepared with a ton of questions, and they always, they're always hands-on, so it's a lot of fun.
So John says, do you sell the fertilizer you use on your own trees? Thanks. That's a great question.
Yes, absolutely. So we do sell the fertilizer that we use in our own tree. Right now, we only sell it on our Amazon store. So the easiest way to get to our soil and fertilizer is to go to our website, which is www.thebonsaisupply.com. And then on the main page, if you scroll down, you can choose your preference of shopping. So you have eBay and Etsy for trees. You have Amazon, where you can buy soil and fertilizer. And Home Depot online, where you can also buy soil.
But for your question for the fertilizer, you will want to go to Amazon, our Amazon store. Yes, you can go to the bonsaisupply.com and see the Amazon outlet, and over there you can see all the recommendations we have for suppliers and anything bonsai related, and our fertilizer is there as well. So yeah. Let's see. Edward, how often do you need to fertilize Powderpuff? And do you switch to blooming fertilizer when it starts to flower?
Man, that's an excellent question.
Yeah, that's a awesome question.
That's an excellent question. Do you want answers? Should I?
No, you.
Okay. So we use on all of our trees the all-purpose fertilizer, We even use it on juniper. So literally anything. It's a fantastic fertilizer with a lot of micronutrients. And to your question on flowering trees, we do use the all-purpose. And as soon as we see the first flower bud emerge, that's when we switch to the blooming. And then we feed that until all the flowers are gone. And then we go back to our all-purpose fertilizer.
That's the best way to, like use both.
Jeez. This is dangerous work I'm doing here.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
We're ready. We're ready. Okay. So.
Now we're gonna pick the tree, the front, the desired front of this tree.
So I chose my tool of choice just because the red handle is really big. So we have metal chopstick or metal rake. So would be option number 1. You have 3 branches
metal chopstick.
Or fork.
Metal rake. So what is your tool of preference?
But also when you give us the tool of reference, also tell us what kind of style you see at the same time.
Okay.
If you can see one already.
2 questions. You guys are the artists right now. Will you go with the front with the chopstick, or will you go with the front with the rake? And once you get a front, also what style are you leaning on? What style are you seeing here for the wiring? And let's see, I'm gonna read what you guys are saying. So I see Mario's, it says rake. Alright, so the rake got a point over here. Let's see. So
I like the way you're thinking, because at this point you have this nice back branch with whatever style you're going. So I do like that. But the only thing is now there's a lot of negative space here, which once again, it's a first styling, so we don't really care if there's a lot of negative space
so
anyway.
What is negative space?
Negative space would be an area like this that has a lot of space. This would be called negative space. You preferably would want to have a branch somewhere in here so that it's not that open. But since it's the first styling, we cannot be too picky. We just have to deal with what we have.
Alright, so I see a lot of rake, and I see semi-cascade or windswept styles over here. Semi-cascade, windswept.
You know, they're actually both great suggestions. Windswept is great because they naturally grow laterally, and cascading is also great because they naturally, both styles are very good for this type of tree. I like that, actually.
And I see a couple chopsticks with windswept. Yeah. They're also weeping. Somebody is also suggesting weeping.
I like weeping too. The only thing is with weeping is that this type of tree is such a strong lateral grower and upright grower at the same time. I don't know if weeping would actually, but you know what? We don't know until we try it.
We can mix. It could be like windswept weeping. Is that a thing?
Sure. We'll make it a thing.
It's landing.
So let me ask you this, guys. If you choose chopstick as your number 1 branch, would you take this branch here as your first bottom branch if it's windswept and have this one kind of go over the front, or have this one come down, the one that's coming at you, and have the second branch go over the top?
Okay, so right now rake is what is winning, so it's here where you're actually seeing.
So if it's this, then this one is clearly the bottom branch, and then this one would flow over it. I do like that.
So my only thing with the rake is that for a bit it's going to be the side with the cut.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna have to see that for a while. So with the chopstick area, that's kind of hidden right now.
Well, what do you like so far that you have heard? Do you like windswept? Do you like cascading?
Nigel, hey, hello guys.
Hey Nigel, we need your help to break the tie.
Nigel, we're having a very difficult choice right now. So we're trying to decide between the chopstick as a front of the rake or the rake as a front.
And we're deciding between windswept and cascade, right? Those are the 2 main ones, right?
Yeah,
I think, right?
windswept or Semi-cascade.
Semi-cascade,
Or
cascade, yeah.
all the way. Well, yeah, it could be all the way cascading too.
I mean, even if we start a semi-cascade today, and whoever gets it says, "Oh, I'd rather want a cascade," you just tilt it a little more, and it's a cascade.
True. It's all about the potting. I mean,
Oh yeah,
technically we could
absolutely.
do a windswept, and then you can get it, and you can pot it as a
I do
as a
like.
cascade.
I do like the windswept.
All right, so I see rake side with windswept. Rake is slanted. Nigel says, I'll prune off the lower branch and just keep the upright trunk.
So you would remove this branch and this branch, both of these, so to speak, and just keep this one?
Then I think that's what he's saying. We'll see. Both the lower. Yeah.
Remove both of the lowers. And then what would you do with this, since we're styling it today? I mean, so I do kind of like what you're saying. If we remove these two, we could kind of weep the top. But there's just not a lot of branches.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to see how bendable these branches are here. Because one thing that we have to be careful with this branch here, I don't know how well you can see that. This branch here is kind of growing up. So if we try to bring it down, we have to be very careful because it could break right here at the shoulder of the branch.
I love how we are like, okay, so we're between windswept or cascade, and I love that Nigel is like broom style up to top.
Now you could absolutely do
all the way different, so
you could
I have
absolutely
more
do
options.
broom style.
It's worse.
We could do broom style. The only thing is, if we do broom style, I'm gonna make 3 cuts and we're done.
Yeah.
So it's not really a styling.
Mm-hmm. Well,
But I'm not opposed to the idea.
I mean, if we go with our audience, I see that the rake section is the one that had the most votes, and also windswept. So that's the two that are winning. And I see a question. Is it okay to ask questions about other trees besides the one you're working on? Absolutely, yes. You can ask questions in general. So yeah.
So while you think of some good questions, I'm testing the flexibility of the branch, right? Because I don't want to commit to a design too much, and then as I start to wire, it's not possible at this point, right? Or I would even break the branch. So what I do is I take my whole palm, and I grab the branch and I just slowly bend it. And I'm waiting to see if I can hear a cracking in the branch. Usually you can also feel it, you don't even have to listen for it. I just want to see how far I can go with this. And by the way, before we brought this tree indoors, we had this tree indoors since yesterday, so we watered it yesterday, and we made sure to dry it out overnight so that it's drier, that we can actually do more bending. So if you want to do a lot of bending, make sure that your tree is dry. So do not water and then come back an hour later and then attempt to, give it a lot of shape, because you'll break it easily. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you thinking?
Okay, try to imagine, I love what Mario says. Imagine this in bloom. Yes. And actually, if this is blooming, I can imagine how a semi-cascade or cascade would actually be crazy beautiful.
Okay, very good point actually.
Like if it is with leaves and blooming. Because the thing with windswept is that you don't really see this style unless it's naked, unless it doesn't have leaves. So the leaves are quite big too. So you're not gonna really see it. You're just gonna see something it's gonna look like a slanting, might look weird too.
Very nice.
So
Very
nice.
nice.
Also cascade.
I like that. Do you know what? I didn't even think of that.
It's
But
the
she's.
wine.
Can I have some of that then? No, she's actually making a really good point. If we do the windswept and then the leaves come back, it looks more like a slanted style, which could also be an option, of course. But then you would lose that windswept effect, and also windswept trees don't look good with flowers, because if you think about it, flowers cannot really grow when there's a lot of wind, right? So I think the semi-cascade, I think we're gonna go with that. I like that.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. All right, so what I do here, so I do feel like it's very flexible. But I do have a little trick up my sleeve. When I do heavy bends like this, I like to use electrical tape. And this is basically a substitution for raffia. It works just as well. It just doesn't look like raffia. It just looks black. It's a very easy substitution. It is a lot easier to come by. There's no prep needed, and you can easily just apply it like this. So the reason why I use the black tape is because we're going to do some crazy bends to these branches, right? The likelihood that one of these branches gets a little crack in it is fairly high. And so if I wouldn't use this tape and it will crack, the open crack is now exposed to air and it will start to dry out, which potentially could make me have branch loss. But if I have the tape and I break it, the tape will keep the humidity inside, and therefore that section, if I crack an area a little bit, it'll heal and you will never see it. And also the adhesive of the tape, in about 3 months out in the sun, it will not be sticky again and you can very easily remove it.
Alright, and I see we have other friends over here. Looks like all the bonsai masters are here tuning in. That's fine, love you. Oh, everyone watches the Bonsai Supply, says Nigel. Thank you, Nigel. That's true, Mr. Nigel, love your work. I love all the love in the chat. Alright, so cascading, right? That's where we're going.
Cascade, semi-cascade, somewhere right in there, yeah. That's the dream. So this tape comes off when you remove the wire. You can take a little carpet knife and just drive along the top of the tape and then just kind of peel it off. It might take a little bark with it if you take the tape off too soon, but it's nothing to worry about.
Alright, can you bend it more if you wrap it in raffia?
Raffia and black tape are essentially the same. Raffia is just the fancier way. It takes a lot longer to apply and it's very hard to come by in the United States. It used to be more readily available, but people don't really use it. And so it's not really readily available anymore. And now you'll be surprised how most bonsai artists just revert to tape because it is readily available. You can buy 6 spools at the dollar store for $1. I mean, you can't beat that. And with raffia, I don't know how well you guys know raffia, but it takes a lot of prep and a lot of time to wrap it around the branches, so this is much faster.
Alright, will the tape hinder the new growth?
So yeah, obviously there's not going to be any new growth coming from the area where the tape is, but as you see, I'm not putting tape on these branches here because I want new growth to come back. So basically we use the tape to do these crazy bends, which we do only once, which is today. And then when you remove them, you never have to apply the tape again. And then once you remove the tape, light can get to these areas and you will be able to have more growth.
Yes, and in Canada, we use hockey tape.
Yeah, it's essentially the same, absolutely.
Oh, and now I'm actually gonna share something with you, Nigel, since you're here. So our soil, guys, and also anybody else watching from Canada, is now available in Canada.
Yes.
So we're very excited about that. And if you're in Canada, you don't have to pay those crazy shipping from the US anymore. We are shipping straight to Canada. Like,
yes.
Yeah, you can get it in Canada, Amazon Canada. So yeah. So yeah, look for it. The Bonsai Supply Bonsai Soil. It's awesome, and Nigel said I'll tell everyone. Thank you, Nigel.
Thank you.
You're awesome. You're awesome. Also, our how's everything over there? Is things back to normal? And are you gonna come for the nationals? No pressure, but we're only gonna go if you go.
Oh, Nigel, you have to come then.
Well, at least me. I'm only gonna go if you go.
Oh, I see how it is. You see, her husband is not enough for her to go. I see how it is.
Well, you said you were gonna go no matter what, so. And I said only if Nationals.
You know, yeah, I really want to go. The Nationals are awesome. All right, okay, I'm feeling comfortable about this. So I'm going to start the wire now, and I'm going to use a 3 millimeter wire. And so the way that I apply the wire today is very, very important. So what you want to do is when you bring branches down, you want to start with the wire from the bottom. So let me just show you. Easiest way to wire, bend the wire in half, and then come from the bottom. You see how I'm coming from the bottom here? That's the best way to apply the wire when you bring the branches down. When you bring them up, you just come from the top with the wire. And that's just so that this is what we call an anchoring point, so that we can anchor the branches really well. And we get a nice hold.
And that's a big wire.
That is a big wire. I might actually even use 2 of these. So I could go right ahead into like a 4 millimeter wire, could even use a 5 most likely, but I do not even own 5 millimeter wire or 4 millimeter wire because I like to double up on wires. And so I'm going to show you what that looks like. I don't only double up on wire because it's a personal preference. It makes a lot more sense because if you have more wires next to each other, you're covering more ground, so to speak, on the branch. And then once you start to bend, the likeliness of the branch breaking is a lot lower, and you also get a much better hold.
All right, and will this be auctioned?
Yes.
Yes, so once we're done with
only if it turns out good.
Okay, well, if it turns out good, we're going to auction it, and it usually is available about 10 minutes to 15 after we finish the live, and it's on our website, thebonsai.supply.com. You can go on YouTube auctions, and it goes for 48 hours. So on Tuesday we have the winner, and we'll be shipping it out to their home. And just a friendly reminder, this is only for USA residents. People who live in the US only at this time for trees. Let's see what else we have over here. Greetings from Cali. Hi Kiki. Thank you. Now you suggest that Toronto Club is talking about a fall show. That's amazing.
Very
that
cool.
would be so beautiful. Yes. I hope it happens. And then of course I hope you make a video about it so I can see. Need more bonsai supplies in Trinidad. Alright. We'll get to work. Edward, got my first delivery of your soil and my jade looks amazing in it.
Awesome.
That's amazing to hear. Love it, love it, love it.
So I'm applying my second wire. Feel like it needs it. So basically when I apply a second wire, I really just lay it next to the first one. So I have the first one here, I don't know if you can see it. And then you just lay the next one right next to it. And you follow with the second wire, you just follow the route of the first wire.
Yep.
Alright. It's gonna get scary soon.
I'm not sure about the Nationals yet. I think the borders are still closed. Really? Well, keep me posted. Bonsai y vino, qué clase. Dora, lo sabes.
Qué classy.
John, never heard of the tape method. Awesome idea, thanks guys.
Yeah, it just doesn't require any prep. It might not look as professional as raffia, but also at this stage, nobody's really gonna see it. You know, I mean, if you have it in your backyard and.
As long as it does the job.
Exactly. So.
Do you have international shipping on soils? Yes, we do offer international shipping on our website, thebonsaisupply.com. So you can go ahead and add items to the cart, and then depending on the weight and where it's going, it will give you an estimate on the shipping.
So we said this was the front, or the other side was the front? I forgot now. We said this was the front?
Yeah.
This one, right?
The rack. That was the rack.
Okay, here goes.
I feel this tree is probably going to have two fronts no matter what, because both look good.
So I think, regardless, actually, let me see if this works. Yeah. I needed to add a pot just to get a little more height. Once I start to bend here, okay.
The moment of the truth. Hoping doesn't break. No pressure.
That's not something you said as somebody starts to bend.
No pressure, no pressure.
A little spool of wire here. Oh yeah, this angle change makes it.
Alright. I wish New York City had an active bonsai club. Oh, I thought you guys had a club over there going on.
I thought so too.
Yeah, we wish the same. If you're from New York City, contact Bonsai by LAN and let's get that bonsai club going. Kuhan, have you ever worked with any type of myrtle as bonsai?
Yeah, grape myrtles. Grape myrtles make great bonsais. Yeah, what else can I say about them? They make fantastic bonsais. They're very readily available. They spread just like a maple, the roots. You can make really nice ramification. They flower. I mean, I'm just lost of words. They're great. They're really awesome. I used to have one. I don't have one currently, but I'm glad you asked because, you know, now I have to get one.
But you know, we had one time, I think, probably a couple at the store in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And they were okay. They were cute. But here they just look so much better.
Yeah.
Like the weather is better for
it's
them.
too hot in Florida.
Like yeah, it's a little too hot in Florida.
So, let me interrupt. I'm sorry. So this is a classical method that I'm using here. I'm using a guide wire to go through the inside of the pot, and that just helps me to bring the trunk closer and create a much nicer movement and that's much nicer trunk line here. And this is a great tool to use. So this would be called like a guide wire, or you can call it a pulley system, whatever you will. And this works really well. When you repot your tree, once you get this tree, you can just attach this wire to like the foot of the tree, of the foot of the pot. And it will look exactly the same. So you can change the angle and reapply this wire here. Just wanted to put that out there. All right.
What kind of soil is that currently in?
It is currently in a black potting soil, which is definitely something we recommend that you go ahead and change it into some good bonsai soil.
Yeah, and this is a good time for repotting this tree. So whoever gets this tree, you can go ahead and repot it as soon as you get it. Let's see. No pressure added. That's fine. My city has a bonsai club, but I haven't joined because I'm too cheap to pay the money.
But usually it's only like $30 a year, isn't it? Well, it might vary per club, but
Yeah.
the ones in Florida are like $30 a year. It's an annual fee.
Well, we don't know the dues and other.
No, we really don't. I just assumed automatically.
Well, welcome to our club here on YouTube at least.
Yeah.
Right, so.
And it's also monthly, so.
With no dues.
Exactly.
Just have fun. Guy wire, LOL. Yes, and you know what? This might be only me that didn't know this.
No, me too.
Or the, like, as just thought. But I always thought it was guide wire. Like, DE, guide wire. So when Jerome actually told me it was guy wire, I'm like, that makes absolutely no sense.
It makes no sense.
Why
but
guy wire? Like, no.
you know, I read the description like 4 times on Google. I still don't understand it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's guy wire.
Well, you know what? We can call it guide wire if we want, because it's literally guides the branch.
Yeah, that's,
So we
I
should
mean, that's
call it
what makes
guide wire.
sense to me.
Yeah, to me
Guide
too.
wire. Anyhow, Mario, awesome work. Exactly how I envisioned the tree. Will consider tape in my next project.
Yeah.
How's the literary cascade ball cypress doing?
Oh, it's doing really well. It just exploded with growth, and it is super happy. I guess I'm gonna have to make a follow-up video soon.
Yeah, that one's doing
Super well. Yeah, so on those cypresses, I don't really have to use the tape method because they're so flexible and they just don't care. You can bend them. I mean, when you saw the video, I literally, and the trunk is probably like an inch thick, and I just bent it completely. Didn't even crack once. So, really good species to do something like that with.
Yes. Will guy wire scar the branch due to so much tension?
Yeah, it will. What you can do is you can get aquarium tubing from like PetSmart, which is like blue plastic tubing, and protect the branch there. You can absolutely do that. Here, if you notice, well, obviously I don't think you can see it, but the guide wire is actually resting on top of a wire. Or it was, it slid. Hang on. See, now it is. You see? So I'm actually resting this on the wire. So.
Alright. And then Tora says, makes no sense to me, and I grew up with English. Yeah.
I think we cool people here should just continue calling it guide wire.
Yeah. Nigel says, thin vertical mast supported by guide wires is called a guide mast. So maybe this is a guide branch. Alright, Nigel. I take that.
Good thing you were here, Nigel.
Yeah, love that. Alright.
Okay.
Messages. So, what kind of pot? Obviously, a cascading pot. But would you go glaze or unglaze since these flowers?
You asking me?
And asking you too, whoever's watching, what would you go, glaze or unglaze?
It's actually funny because Mari and I, this is the biggest disagreement we always have.
I always win anyway.
Of course she does. I love glazed pots and I love to play with colors. She, on the other hand, she likes the unglazed pots, right? More, don't you?
Well, especially with
flowering trees.
I like glazed pots. Most likely, like if it's flowering, I will go with a white pot. I feel that with a white pot, it usually pops and it's really nice. But in general, I just want the tree to shine and focus on the tree instead of it. Is the tree okay?
Wow. Sorry about that. So actually this wire over here got caught in my apron. The tree's okay.
Tree, are you okay? That's the only thing that matters.
Oh, okay. Whew. So we were talking about...
No branches were broken, so...
Let's play it cool. So glazed pots, right? So, for instance with this one, since the flowers are white and pink, I like the white idea, but you could also go with black or blue. I think it would look nice too. It really depends. When she wins the argument all the time, I'm usually glad a couple months later that she won the argument, because it does look awesome in unglazed, so yeah.
That's so funny. Chris says, someone's drinking on the job. Yeah, I'm drinking, he's the one getting drunk.
Well, maybe I was drinking earlier. No.
I log in at just the right time.
Everything goes to hell. Oh god.
I always prefer unglazed pots or white glaze myself. Sometimes blue glaze. Yes, blue is also a great option when they're blooming.
Yeah, I mean like
trees.
Like bougainvilleas have that dark color and you go with blue. It's very nice. Something that I like a lot lately is turquoise glaze. I don't know what happened, but I like that a lot lately.
Those are hard to find.
Very hard to find. That's probably why I like them so much. Okay. Let's get back to business. So.
Aaron says 50% off now. It's a good save. It was on purpose.
Oh, 100%.
As a beginner, what tools should I buy first? And how many do I need? Can I just buy a good concave cutter and a good like bonsai scissors, shears?
Yeah, I would get a concave cutter. That's my favorite go-to tool. Bonsai pliers, scissors, and a bonsai wire cutter, and that's really all you need to get started.
Also, you need to go eat sushi and get chopsticks
Yeah.
in the sushi place. A chopstick is a very necessary tool too, I think.
Yeah, it is.
At least when you're repotting it.
Okay.
Nice safe wheel gaps. Rule of bonsai wine: it can't go empty. True. Yeah, so Tora is also telling regular scissors and concave cutters. Yeah. And you know, there are so many options and affordable options. I will start actually as a beginner with a lot of tools because you wanna like use them and try them, but tools are inexpensive and you can really see what works
like.
for you and
yeah,
what you like, because there are some, I mean, you do use pretty much all of them.
I do.
I mean, wire cutters are really handy when you're wiring a tree. And of course, I mean, scissors for sure. Then the pliers, you use pliers a lot for everything. I mean, everything that you tie down, or if you're doing like
Pliers, yes,
trying to
for
do
sure.
deadwood.
The tool that I use the least would be knob cutters and the
Yeah.
trunk splitters.
That
I
one
don't really
definitely-
use
Yeah.
like at all.
The sickle, you use that one too.
Yeah, the sickle.
To repot. Sickle over here. Yes, and these are all really inexpensive tools. Like, I think this is an Amazon, probably like for $8.
Yeah, that one is cheap.
So yeah, I would say experiment with them and learn how to use them with inexpensive tools, and then, you know, if you want to go fancy and stuff, then go for it. But they are helpful. They're definitely helpful.
You know, actually, I don't think we need this second branch here. If anything, we use it up here as a back branch.
Then I see I inherit my best friend's bonsai trees. Alright, and I'm about to prune the Brazilian rain tree. What are some tips that you recommend on pruning a really busy but bushy rain tree?
So what I would do is actually I would defoliate it right around now, this time of the year. And really start at the bottom and be honest with the piece of material that you have. And just remove everything that's not supposed to be there. And if you always approach your material that way, in terms of like remove everything that's not supposed to be there, your tree can only turn out great. And the rest of the year, I would kind of just hedge prune it, to be honest with you.
Well, I love what they're saying. Watch out for thorns. Yes.
Yes, that's a big one.
Go ahead and first cut the thorns first.
Oh, yeah. What do you guys think about this back branch here? I don't know if it's necessary. What are you thinking? You like it? You want it? Well, then it stays.
I like branches.
Nothing to think about.
In the meantime, our dog is probably eating.
But how do you feel about this branch up here? I think you should go and just keep this as the new top corner, right?
Yeah. That
You
sounds
agree?
good.
All right.
Let's see. Wire preference: copper or aluminum?
So I really like aluminum wire. I never use copper. I don't know what the hype is about. Aluminum is so much easier, much more forgiving. You make a mistake, you can just kind of go like this and you can reuse it. Aluminum is a lot more readily available and it's a lot cheaper too. So yeah, aluminum.
I'm trying to follow his all cut. I don't know when he reported he passed away 7 months ago. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. And yes, I mean, definitely you have to follow the journey of these trees that he left behind. That's a reminder of him. I love that. I love that. And I just said, it's looking good. I like both branches. And Brandon says, new leader there. Just what I was thinking. So that's the leader, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm kind of finished here now. As you guys know, this was the very first styling this tree has ever gotten. And I think it came out really cool, actually. So let me rotate it so that you guys can see it. See if...
Yeah,
I think that's it, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the tree has a lot more character than it had when it started out with, and it's very dramatic. I think the entire tree is going to be something like this in terms of size. I'm leaving this to build a little canopy up here on top, and then have this here as a heavier back branch. I wouldn't go lower than this, to be honest with you. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it looks very wild.
Yeah, it looks dramatic. I like that adjective. Dramatic.
It looks dramatic in a good way.
Mary said, Mrs. Rye again, keep back branch. And Mrs. Always Rye says Nigel. And I have to give you all kudos for how quickly you respond to questions all the time. Thanks. And is it possible to pay for a consultation through Zoom with you all? Yes, we on our website also you can check on Learn, and the tab this is Learn, and we have our virtual study groups, and we also have the one-on-one sessions, and those you can book some one-on-one time with Jerome. So yeah, you can do that.
Yeah. So in terms of pot, I would probably go taller. Now that we decided it's well, this is really a cascade at this point, but you can, if you don't like the cascade, you can just tilt it back to normal, and now it's kind of, you could even change the angle completely. I do like how it drops down like that, so I do like the drama. I would go into a tall and unglazed probably pot at this point.
Yeah.
I think that would look really beautiful.
Of course. How long would it take for this tree to fill out?
It'll start to, you'll start to see flowers in about 2 weeks. 2 weeks to 30 days, really depending on where you guys are located, wherever the tree is going, of course. But usually it takes about 2 weeks after the foliation for the leaves to come back. Since I defoliated it, it's going to come back with so much power. So it's going to really push out. Let it push out, so repot it immediately, and then let it push out. You can put it right out into full sun, use good bonsai soil, water it every single morning, and check again late in the afternoon to see if it needs a second watering. Let it push out until the new growth has hardened off. Once the new growth has hardened off, you can take your scissors and literally just do a perimeter cut. Woo! Was I drinking? A perimeter cut. So you just do a perimeter pruning and just give the tree a rough pruning of what you want the end result to look like. And then next year in the summer, you will go ahead and defoliate it again, and then do the detailed pruning, where you remove everything that's not supposed to be there. I think you can leave the wire on this tree for the rest of the year, and then next summer, early summer, late spring, you would want to check the wire and then remove it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and take some pictures of this tree, and we're gonna post the auction in about 10 to 15 minutes. So you can check out the bonsaisupply.com, which is our website, under YouTube auctions, and this guy's gonna be available in 10 to 15 minutes, and it's gonna go for an auction for 48 hours. So on Tuesday we'll know who won it, and we are going to ship it straight to that person. So happy bidding. Thank you so much for joining this live. I can see the super nice comments already too. And yeah, so you wanna last comments before we go?
I think I said everything that needs to be said.
Alright.
I really did. I really truly like it. So good luck, happy bidding, and thank you for spending, your Sunday evening with us.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. Some of you even Sunday night.
Yeah, or something really early in Norway.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. So thank you.
Alright, and and have a great week. We'll see you around.